Clugston here in Southeast Asia. The monsoons have started. Luckily it's not raining right now. 3 hours yesterday at the least. Today an hour and a half so far. I mean, it's over. Anyway, I'm here on behalf of Clugston Combat Systems to follow up on some things about the Filipino martial arts. So let's get to that. Hey, by the way, if you notice this might look a little different, it's because I'm using my Sony for this. I've been using a Panasonic for most of this shots here, but now I'm using a Sony. But anyway, so the Filipino martial arts, I said, who's wrecking them? Basically, the Filipinos are wrecking their own martial art. This got a lot of response. I got a lot of emails, a lot of personal messages, and a lot from Filipinos, Pinoys, and also from people who do Filipino martial arts in other parts of the world. And they told me, over 98%, that yeah, everything I said was correct and they had gone through that or worse. And I had not been through the worst situations of all the stories that I've heard, I'll tell you that. But I don't want to. I don't want to be the winner in that situation. So follow up on all this stuff. So Ray, the guy who challenged me to a eskrima fight, he of course he didn't back down. He just ran off like a little scared girl or something and never replied. I answered his challenge and said, okay, win, come on, let's do it, you know. I'm the wrong guy. I'm the wrong guy to challenge in those circumstances, you know. He stands no chance against me in a real fight. And obviously he must know that, or he was counseled to, you know, talk from a distance. So all these people like to do that, you know. So anyway, so no updates on that. Ray is still a coward. And if you see him, if you get on that site, you can, their Facebook page, you can tell them that. Update on the group that I was with. They've decided to listen to his lies and be manipulated by them, and I don't deal with people who do that. You betrayed me. You didn't have confidence in me, and you obviously didn't see that I did more benefit for you than Ray did. So I'm done with them. That's fine. I don't care. But to the bigger issue of the Filipino martial arts, what's going on? Well, I see a lot of things that people train it, they think it's great, they think they're doing something reality-based, they think it's, you know, non-sport fighting, because people don't sport fight with Filipino martial arts. Everyone tries to portray it as this great way to actually fight, you know. But the problem is that their training methods are horrible for this. They're doing things, a guy throws something, he stops, and then the other guy throws 8 things in a long series. You can't fight in a series. I'm giving you free information. You can't fight in a series. Training that way is not isomorphic and it will not work. Plus, the reasons that I will delineate here are that it's not dynamic. There's no intent to hurt you. The combat speed is not there. And of course, people say they're not struggling. Well, that's involved in the dynamic aspect. It's static. The guy does something, it's static, and then the guy replies with 9 things, and they're theoretical at best, and they like to get caught up in this stuff like I was talking before about this dirty boxing, which is neither boxing nor dirty, you know. You're not wearing gloves, so it's not boxing, number one. It's not dirty because it's not a sport. Anyway, it's just a way to try to market it, but it's not clear about what it's really doing. When people are trying to sell you this stuff, they're doing a lot of things, showing a lot of what we would call clinic moves, because they've got to sell you a volume of things. They're not going to sell you reality, because reality is 5 or 6 things that you can do, but you have to practice them and drill them like a maniac, and you got to do it under stress. Now, I'm giving out a lot of secrets here because these guys do not know how to train. I have never seen any of these FMA guys ever have seminars where they're putting people under real stress. And if you haven't been under real stress, you're not going to be able to do it. Plus, being in an antiseptic training situation, wherever that might be, even in a park, is not the same as suddenly being attacked, because as everyone knows about the adrenaline and all that, you're going to be scared. And if you have not trained scared, it's called state-dependent learning. Rossi et al., Rossi and Rossi actually, from Milton H. Erickson's work, state-dependent learning is crucial. That's why the military trains under extremely high stress, so does NASA. This is why I use these methods. I use NASA methods. I'm unique in that. Other people have started to replicate certain aspects, but they're not doing exactly the same protocol that I am. There are things that they're missing, and I'm not going to tell you. But the factor of the FMA guys, they're not doing isomorphic training. They are not training for the actual conditions. People are not in the same state they will be in when they're actually attacked or have to defend themselves or their family or whatever the case might be. The reality is a lot of people just don't want to think about it. They like to go to this and think that they're learning something. Theoretically, they feel good about themselves. It's a confidence boost, but it's artificial, and I don't deal in that. I don't deal in artificial confidence. I deal in reality. There is no ifs, ands, or buts. It's empirical. Did the tree fall? Did you see the tree fall? Is it on tape? Then it fell. There's no, well, I self-identify with the tree standing up. No, that millennial shit doesn't cut it with me or in reality of life and death. This is why, as I explained further, that in Europe, they thought it was self-evident that the true and perfect methods would work because anybody using anything else, the false methods, would just die. And they would die. The people teaching the false methods would die, and those methods would die out. Well, now people are not fighting all the time, and the people who are training them have not fought and are not fighting constantly, which is another disservice to everyone. If you want to be a hobby guy, that's fine. If you want to be someone who's an aficionado of going to a million different martial arts, which I hate the term, do it. But if you are trying to be a trainer and an instructor, you have got to have been there and done it, which means you have got to have been in actual fights or warfare or the ring. If you're doing sport fighting, you have got to have been in the ring to understand it. You have got to have been attacked to understand it. You have to have been outnumbered. And if you're doing war fighting, you have got to have been in those situations. In my cases, with zero distance warfare, that's what I do. Now, Filipino martial arts, again, wrecked by the Filipinos who do not know how to work together. They're like crabs in a bucket, and they don't know how to market. And yes, that's important. People trying to give me some garbage about traditional stuff, who cares? I don't care about that. No one's going to know. If you do not advertise, no one's going to know about you. How are they going to find out? Because I'm telling you, the millennials are the most lackluster, lackadaisical group on the planet. No other generation has been as weak as they are in their research methods, their ability to find something or to pursue something or to follow it through. They basically think if someone doesn't give it to them for free and they can't see it in 5 seconds, then it's too difficult because their lives are that easy. They can't be bothered, you know. So if you want to reach people, you have got to advertise, and you have to do it in a way that's coherent and easy for people to reach you. So if you're trying to promote Filipino martial arts, especially in the Philippines, you've got to make it, you have to make it accessible to people. You've got to be able to have them come to you and have everything worked out. You've got to have clear methods of communication. You have to have clear understanding of what the costs are, exactly how you're going to train, what you're going to train, how long you're going to train, the accommodations, all that has to be taken care of. All this stuff's done in Muay Thai. That's what I said before. They are stupid by not looking at the model that's working, Muay Thai. It's making huge money here in Thailand, huge money. Now, Filipino martial arts that don't want to prosper and they want to die out, then don't do this, okay? Now, the people in the United States and parts of Europe who are doing Filipino martial arts have, of course, built up this mystique about it and talking about it, but a lot of them, as I have said, haven't really trained in the Philippines. They've trained with second, third, fourth generation Filipinos, and they haven't been in real fights in a long time. So as I said, you need to put yourself in a semi dog brother sorts of situation to understand what stress is with a stick. Anyway, so for fluidfighting.com, that's my update and some more critique about the Filipino martial arts. Don't buy into that they're the panacea of everything. Don't think because the born supremacy, identity, all that stuff uses a few moves that they heavily edit and cut the angles on. That's film work. that it's the way to go. It is not the way to go. There's too many flaws in the training. All right, so I'll talk to you again soon. Remember, fluentfighting.com, tigerclan.info, combat-judo.com, Facebook page, Clugston Combat Systems. So we're here. If you want to learn, come to us.